Okay, so now we have our Trender chat. This is a chance to spend 15 minutes with just our Trenders. Kurt Michel is the moderator, so he's going to come up here. I understand we have a couple Trenders caught in traffic. Is there another gentleman in the back of the room? Yep, thank you. Please join the stage. And we're just going to kind of get inside their world a little bit more before we move on to our next session. Actually, I think our break is after this, so yes. So Kurt, you're between them and coffee in the bathroom, so.
Okay. We're just going to have to make it really interesting. Well, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Good morning to my Trender panel here. I'm going to sit down so this doesn't look like I'm hovering over you. So, I think some of you just introduced yourselves in the last group. So Urza, could you maybe tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name's Urzan. I'm an accountant. I live and work in Manhattan.
Okay, great. Urza, wasn't there something else about marathons?
Yeah, for fun, I run like a few marathons a year.
So this guy has endurance. Okay, so when you think about all the issues that have been going on with OTT for the past, I guess when we look at since its inception, the buffering and all that kind of stuff, he's the type of guy who would have probably tolerated a little bit of that buffer wheel, right? No? Maybe?
Yeah, you learn to deal with pain. And
See what I'm telling you. So let me ask each one of you one question. What about streaming or OTT do you love? And what about streaming kind of annoys you? Okay, it could be anything. It could be I don't like the color of the button. Okay? So Carissa, let's start with you.
The thing that most annoys me is some of like the movies or TV shows that are like on like regular TV, like you can't get on like Netflix, which I'm like really annoyed about because I like always like Netflix because there's no ads or anything.
So ads annoy you?
Yeah, ads annoy me.
Ads really annoy her. Are there any shows actually that you will watch that do have ads, but you like the show so much you'll watch it?
Probably like Full House.
Full House.
Yeah, because it's like a old type of show, I guess.
It's an old-time show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an old-time show. I remember.
And it's really funny, so I love it.
Okay, so you'll tolerate ads. And do you actually watch the ads? Do you care what the ads say? I mean, do you ever see any ads that matter to you? Or you just go, okay, put it on pause. I know that's going to be like 30 seconds, a minute, and then I'll watch it again. Do you ever see anything?
I usually just, like, if I have my phone in the room, I just, like play games on that until the ads are over.
Okay, so basically you're gone.
Yeah.
All right. Donna, tell me what you love and maybe what you don't like.
Yeah, I love the, I guess, the variety. And I use, I get Showtime through Hulu, and that's cheaper than getting it from cable, so I like that. I get HBO through Amazon Prime, and that's cheaper than getting it through. So that's some of the things that I love about it.
So let me understand that. You said you get HBO through Amazon Prime. So you're on Prime, and you pay for the subscription through your Amazon service.
Yeah, and it's
so you get one bill.
Yeah, well, it's less expensive than having HBO on cable, and then so with Showtime, I get it through Hulu, and it's still less expensive than getting it through cable, but I still also pay for cable.
So now, when you're on, if you're on your smartphone, do you use the HBO app or do you use the Amazon app?
Oh, I don't use either one of those apps.
So you don't really watch on the smartphone?
I do, but not
the HBO stuff?
No.
Okay.
I used to, but I haven't in a while.
All right. What drives you crazy?
Well, I have 3 separate bills, so.
All right.
Because,
So all the transaction,
yeah,
all the management
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of drives you crazy.
yeah.
So if you could snap your fingers, there'd be one place you would go and you'd say, I want this, I want this, I want this, get a bill, done.
Right, exactly.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Vlad?
Yeah, I agree with that. I really like streaming in that you can watch what you want to watch, like whenever you want, and you don't have to wait. You don't have to look at like the TV guide and like see when it's going to be on or anything like that.
So you're an on-demand guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But I guess what's annoying about that is that, yeah, you have like all these different services, and if you're looking for one specific piece of content and it's on a service that you don't subscribe to, well, are you gonna buy like the whole service just for that one show? So sometimes you have to make that decision. And in terms of paying for it, like I'm fine with ads, to be honest. I don't actually watch them, but if it's going to give me what I want to watch for free, then yeah, give it to me.
Okay, what about ads on content? Are you really biased towards the subscription VOD and no ads, or do you use, ad-based services?
I'd rather get the service for free, to be honest, so I'm fine with an ad.
So you'll take ads?
Yeah.
And when the ads play, like, what are you doing? Do you see ads that are relevant to you when you watch?
There have been like several very successful ad campaigns like throughout like all of the TV I've watched, but for the most part, I switch off when the ad comes on and like either look at my phone or do something else.
So that's interesting. Give me an example of a successful ad campaign. Like, what do you think of? What is it about the ad or ads or anything, whatever it is?
It would have to be the ones that are like really well crafted. For example, people pay attention to ads during the Super Bowl because they're really expensive ads that like the company has spent like all year trying to make this one ad. So you can tell they put a lot of effort into it. But when it's like just a fleeting kind of thing, it's easy to lose my attention.
What do you think of the ads? I don't know if you ever see ads where there's a series of ads that tell a story. Have you seen those?
Yeah, and oftentimes I miss part of the story.
Oh, so that doesn't so much work for you. Okay, interesting. Did you cover hate? What you don't like?
What I don't like is the price, like of having to buy a whole other service just for one show.
Okay, so if you did that though, would you buy a service for a month or get a free whatever and then binge it and then be done?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. I'll follow up with that, I think. Urza.
I think for streaming, it's mostly sports focused. So I'm watching sports on my phone, computer, or tablet. And as far as TV shows and stuff, I prefer to watch it at home. And I think the thing I don't like about it is probably just the cost, because I have a cable bill, which I got everything on cable. Then I got the Netflix, and then I've got the NBA, the NHL, and MLB package, so it adds up. And like for the sports, like I just like one specific team. So I would rather just pay less to watch those games. Like I don't care about watching a Padres game because it doesn't mean anything to me. So I wish if I could just lower the cost.
So are you a cable subscriber?
I am, yes.
Okay, so one of the dynamics of the industry, of course, is that sports is a significant part of the cost of content that's distributed over all the cable subscribers. So I think as a sports subscriber, you get a lot of benefit, I think, from the cable subscription. So I actually find it kind of interesting that you
I live in New York, but I'm not originally from here, so the team that I watch is from another city.
Okay.
So that they usually don't play those games here.
So do you have to
I
stream those? Or
I have to stream those, yeah.
So you stream the remotes?
Yes.
And the local stuff
I really don't watch.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So now I'm going to take you on a question. This is going to be, it's kind of a deep question, but it'll be quick because I just got the 5-minute warning. Think about the TV services or TV that you watch. And I'm going to try to make you connect it to like a car brand. So when people go to buy a BMW, they're looking for a certain thing, right? They're looking for fast, performance, whatever. Same thing kind of with Porsche, but they want to spend a little bit more money. If they want to go to a Ford, they're looking for something that's more practical. Those brands, each one of those brands means something, right? And those companies have spent a lot of money trying to explain that and get people to understand it. And so it's quite possible that you'll go to the Toyota dealership and not be sure which car you want, but you go to Toyota because you think that they most reflect what it is that you're looking for. So you probably start there, right? So now if I say like a car manufacturer, BMW is like Netflix, or BMW is like Amazon, right? Or, Toyota, whatever. And rather than the specific show that you're watching, you believe that you're going to be best served by one of those brands. And so maybe you'll start there. And so my question is, if you were to pick a provider, a service provider that has the brand that you would most resonate with, like you can only pick one service, are there any brands like that in the streaming industry that you resonate with? Or do you really just care about a show? Like, I care about Star Trek, it happens to be on CBS, so I'm going to do CBS. Or do you care about CBS? Do you understand what I'm saying? Carissa, do you see what I'm saying? Could you kind of talk to me about that? Is it the show or is it the brand?
To me, I think it's the brand because Netflix, like you can find like almost a lot of shows and movies you want to watch, and it doesn't really matter what you want to watch. Like in grown-ups, like there's different like little like profile things.
So for you, Netflix
But-
is it's a destination, right? You say,
Yeah.
I'm going to go watch Netflix, and that's a brand for you, and you know that you're pretty much going to find something on there that you want to watch, and you trust Netflix to have that for you.
Yeah.
Yes?
I do.
How about you, Donna? Are you more of an a la carte per title thing, or are you a brand person?
I think it depends. I think on some services it might just be the shows, but like if I think of a network, I think of like HBO. I know that I'm always gonna be intrigued by a show that they have, or their documentaries are really good. So I think more of that as a brand in my mind.
So for you, HBO is a brand, and Netflix is a brand. So trying to get to the heart of the matter here, which services are actually thought of by consumers as brands versus which ones are thought of as, well, they're just shows. So if I think about the network, the traditional networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, if I think about movie studios like Paramount, like Disney, like Pixar, which is Disney, and well, Disney is Disney, which brands stand out as entertainment providers in that pantheon? Vlad, are there any that stand out for you?
Yeah, I would agree with Donna. I've always viewed HBO as more of like the luxury car, and like at least in the past they had less choice. But I always knew that like whatever I was gonna watch on HBO, even if I'd never seen it before, was gonna be like really good quality programming. So I often get overwhelmed by the amount of choice on something like Netflix, even though like I do like use it. But I find like, I want to watch TV, I'm going to spend 40 minutes looking for a show, just like scrolling.
So you're suffering from show overload.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right.
I watch a lot of documentaries, and I'd have to say that at least recently, HBO, Showtime, and Netflix have probably had the best documentaries. So I would put them a step above anything else. Like, there's never been anything on Hulu that would make me want to get it. There's nothing like caught my eye. But there's always something on HBO, Showtime, or Netflix that I'm like, wow, I want to watch it, and I usually end up liking it.
Okay, that's very interesting. I could go on this one for hours, too. Thank you very much. Maybe I can take one or two questions from the audience? One question from the audience, anybody? Question over here? We need a mic?
Where is it?
Hi, Nick from Tether. I have a question for the panel. Are you happy with the dimensionality of what you're seeing? Like, do you yearn for a third dimension or VR or AR or some kind of not 2D rectangular viewing experience?
Do you like 3D TV? Do you like to put on goggles and have augmented reality where words and things show up in the real world and add to your room experience, and virtual reality where it's just you're in a different place? What do you think of that?
I don't have the technology to view programming like that. Like, I don't have like VR goggles or 3D TV or anything like that. And part of the reason I don't get that is because I don't know if there is a lot of content available for something like that. And so it's like a double-edged sword kind of thing. Like, if I did own it, I would really want there to be content for it, and I would be like looking to find that. But since I don't own it, I don't look for it.
Okay. And I think with that, we are done. Thank you to our panelists. They'll be here for, comments on the rest of the panel.